Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive.
Yes, welcome back.
This time we're going deep into the Solana whitepaper.
That's right.
So this is the document that really lays out the vision for this blockchain.
Yeah.
That is aiming to be super fast, and you might have heard the buzz.
Yes.
Solana claims it can handle something like 710,000 transactions per second.
Huge.
Yeah. So we're here to kind of break down how is that even possible and what makes Solana so unique.
Yeah, and to really understand how they achieve that, we need to explore the three core innovations that the Solana white paper introduces. And these are proof of history, proof of stake, and proof of replication.
Gotcha. Okay, so let's start with proof of history, or POH, as I think the cool kids call it.
Yeah.
It sounds very complicated, but I think the idea is actually pretty simple.
Yeah.
Like imagine a clock, a digital clock that doesn't tell the time,
right,
but instead proves that time has passed between events.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like creating a timeline of events on the blockchain that everyone can agree on. And Solana achieves this by using what's called a sequential hashing process.
Okay.
So basically, it's a chain of digital signatures where each one depends on the one before it.
So it's kind of like a tamper-proof ledger of time.
Exactly.
You can't change the past.
Right.
Because each event is linked to the one before it.
Precisely. And this timeline is crucial because it lets Solana verify transactions incredibly quickly.
Okay.
So think about it, if you know the exact order of events, you don't have to wait for multiple confirmations to be sure a transaction is valid.
Oh, that makes sense, yeah.
Right.
So POH is all about speed and certainty.
Speed and certainty, exactly.
But how does that translate to a secure and reliable network?
Right. Well, that's where proof of stake, or POS, comes in.
Okay.
This is the system that ensures everyone plays by the rules.
Gotcha.
And in a POS system, validators, the people who help run the network, they have to put up a kind of bond by staking their own coins.
So they're putting their money where their mouth is.
Exactly. If a validator tries to cheat or manipulate the system, they risk losing their entire stake. And this is a process known as slashing.
Right, okay.
And so this economic incentive encourages validators to be honest and act in the best interest of the network.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So POH keeps track of time.
Yes.
POS makes sure everyone is behaving themselves.
Behaving themselves, yeah.
But how does Solana actually store and manage all this data?
Right.
That's where proof of replication comes in, right?
Right. Proof of replication, or correp, is Solana's answer to ensuring that data is stored securely and efficiently.
Okay.
Across the entire network. It's a way for nodes to prove they're storing the data without actually having to download the entire blockchain.
Right, because that could be massive.
Which can be massive, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like a super efficient way to audit the system and make sure everyone is holding up their end of the bargain.
Yeah, okay, so I'm already seeing how these three pieces kind of fit together.
Yeah.
So we have POH, which sets the stage by creating this verifiable order of events.
Verifiable order of events, yeah.
Then we have POS, which keeps things honest by incentivizing those validators.
Keeps them honest, yeah.
And then POREP ensures data integrity.
Data integrity.
By verifying that everyone is storing their copy of the blockchain properly.
You got it. And what's fascinating is how these elements work together to create a system that's potentially much faster and more scalable than traditional blockchains.
Okay, so we've laid the groundwork, but there's still so much to explore.
Absolutely.
Like, how does Solana actually handle vulnerabilities?
Yeah.
What about attack? What about the architecture of the system?
Right.
What about the smart contract engine?
Oh, great questions. And we will be diving into all of those fascinating aspects in the next parts of our deep dive.
Awesome. I can't wait.
Stay tuned.
Welcome back to our Solana deep dive.
Yes. Welcome back.
So last time we really got a handle on, I guess, the basics.
The basics.
The proof of history for that timekeeping, the proof of stake for security, and then the proof of replication for data integrity.
That's right.
But, every system has its weaknesses. Right?
Absolutely. Every system has potential vulnerabilities.
So how does Solana handle that?
Well, and the Solana white paper actually does a really good job of this.
Okay.
It doesn't shy away from addressing these vulnerabilities. And it's actually quite refreshing to see that level of transparency.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get into it. Like, where do we even start?
Well, I think a good place to start is with proof of history.
Okay.
One concern with any system that relies on this single point of timekeeping is this possibility of manipulation.
Okay.
What if someone tries to mess with the proof of history sequence?
Right.
Maybe rewrite history or double spend coins.
Yeah, that sounds like a problem.
It's a potential issue for sure.
So how does Solana protect against that?
Well, the white paper proposes a couple of clever solutions.
Okay.
The first is that clients include a reference to the last valid hash in their transactions. And this acts as a kind of checksum that makes it very difficult to manipulate the order of events without being detected.
So it's like a built-in security camera?
Exactly.
That's recording any changes to the timeline?
Yeah. Any attempt to tamper with the sequence would leave a trace.
Right.
And the network would immediately reject it.
Okay, that makes sense. But what if the fact that proof of history relies on this single leader to generate that sequence?
Right.
Like, what if that leader is compromised or maybe just has a way faster computer than everyone else?
That's a great point.
Couldn't they manipulate the timeline for their own benefit?
Yeah, it's a valid concern, and it's something that the white paper actually addresses directly.
Okay.
One of the proposed solutions is to have multiple leaders running in parallel and synchronized with each other. So it makes it much harder for a single malicious actor to take control.
Yeah, like multiple witnesses to an event.
Exactly.
It's much harder to fabricate a false narrative.
That's a great way to put it. And another concern with proof-of-stake systems is the potential for lazy validators.
Lazy validators?
Yeah, these are validators who just approve every block without actually checking if it's valid.
Oh, so they're just trying to get their reward.
Right. They're just trying to collect their reward.
They're gaming the system.
Exactly. But Solana has a way to prevent this as well.
Oh, yeah.
The leader randomly inserts invalid state hashes into the proof of history sequence. So any validator that votes to approve a block containing one of these invalid hashes gets penalized by losing part of their state.
It's like a pop quiz.
It's like a pop quiz, exactly.
To make sure that they're paying attention.
Yeah, it keeps them on their toes and ensures that only the honest and diligent validators are getting rewarded.
I like that. Okay, so we talked about some potential issues with proof of history and proof of stake.
Right.
What about proof of replication? Any security concerns there?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, one potential vulnerability is a spam attack, where someone tries to flood the network with fake replication requests to basically overload the system.
Like a denial of service attack.
Yeah.
Just trying to slow down the network.
Right, and Solana has a defense against this as well.
Okay, what is it?
Nodes that request verification, they have to provide the encrypted data and the entire Merkle tree. Which is a kind of cryptographic summary of the data. So this makes it much more costly for attackers to generate those fake requests. So it essentially makes spam attacks impractical.
So it's like a toll booth.
Like a toll booth.
To deter unwanted traffic.
You could think of it that way. And another concern with POREP is partial erasure.
Okay, what is that?
This is where a node tries to cheat by only storing a portion of the data while claiming to have the full data set.
Yeah, that's sneaky.
It is sneaky, but Solana has a way to catch these cheaters as well.
Oh.
So remember how POREP uses random sampling to verify data integrity? Well, the more samples you take, the harder it becomes to hide that missing data.
Yeah, like hiding a hole in a sock.
Exactly.
You can only show a small section.
Eventually, the hole will be revealed.
Okay, so it's like a statistical hide and seek.
It is a statistical hide and seek, and the network always wins.
And I guess each proof is also tied to that specific point in the proof of history sequence.
Exactly.
So it makes it even harder to manipulate that data without being detected.
It all ties together.
Yeah, it's really impressive how these mechanisms all kind of work together.
Yeah.
To create this robust and secure system.
It is.
Like, it's clear that the Solana developers have thought long and hard about these potential vulnerabilities.
Absolutely.
And put in a lot of work to mitigate them.
And I think that's what makes this white paper so compelling. It's not just about presenting a vision. It's about providing that practical blueprint for how to build a secure and scalable blockchain platform.
Okay, so we've covered the security aspects, but I'm still kind of curious how this whole system actually works in practice.
Right. So let's move on to the system architecture. The nuts and bolts that make Solana tick.
Yeah, let's get under the hood.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
So we've explored the ingenious ways that Solana keeps time, right?
Right.
Incentivizes honesty and ensures data integrity.
Yes.
But now let's pop open the hood.
Let's do it.
And take a look at the engine that makes it all hum.
Right.
The system architecture.
The system architecture, it's like a well-oiled machine.
Okay.
With all these different parts working in perfect harmony. And the Solana white paper breaks down the network into a few key players.
Okay.
You have the leader, the validators, and the verifiers.
Okay, so it's a team effort.
It's a team effort for sure.
What does each player bring to the table?
So think of the leader as like the conductor of the Solana orchestra.
Okay.
Its primary job is to generate that proof of history sequence.
Okay.
Keeping everything in sync. But it's also responsible for handling the incoming transactions.
Arranging them efficiently and weaving them into that POH timeline.
So the leader is like the multitasker extraordinaire, making sure everything runs smoothly.
Absolutely.
And on time.
Yeah.
What about the validators?
The validators are the guardians of consensus.
Okay.
So they're the judges, if you will.
Gotcha.
They carefully scrutinize the state hashes produced by the leader to make sure that the PO8 sequence and the resulting blockchain state are accurate.
Right.
And untampered with.
And remember, these validators have skin in the game.
They do. They've staked their own coins, so they're incentivized to act honestly.
Right.
Protect the network's integrity.
Exactly. Okay, so what about the verifiers?
The verifiers...
What do they bring?
So they might not be as flashy as the leader or as authoritative as the validators.
Right.
But they play a critical role.
Okay. All ears.
The verifiers are all about ensuring that the blockchain's data is readily available to anyone who needs it.
Well,
They replicate and store the blockchain state across multiple nodes. So even if some nodes go offline, the network stays up and running.
so they're like the librarians of the Solana network.
Yes, perfect analogy.
Making sure the books are always accessible.
Exactly. And this is where proof of replication shines.
Okay.
The verifiers use PowerRep to prove they're faithfully storing their copy of the blockchain.
Right.
Without having to download that whole massive thing each time.
It all comes back to efficiency.
Efficiency, exactly.
Okay. Well, speaking of efficiency, the white paper throws around some mind-boggling numbers
It does.
about Solana's potential transaction speed.
Yeah, so on a standard gigabit internet connection, Solana theoretically could handle up to 710,000 transactions per second.
It's hard to even fathom that.
It is. It's a huge number.
Yeah.
Now, real-world performance will always have some limitations.
Right.
But even if it achieves a fraction of that potential, it's still light years ahead of most other blockchains.
That's what's so exciting about Solana. It's pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
It is.
With blockchain technology.
Absolutely.
But all that speed is useless if the system can't handle those computational demands, right?
Right. You need the horsepower to back it up.
Yeah.
And that's another area where Solana excels.
Okay.
So transaction verification can be split up.
Okay.
And processed across multiple cores, even GPUs, thanks to its parallelization capabilities.
So it's like having a team of chefs working in parallel.
A great way to put it, yeah.
To prepare this complex dish much faster than a single chef could.
Right. And the white paper also goes into detail about the system's memory limits.
Okay.
They've designed a way to store billions of accounts.
Wow.
In a relatively small amount of memory, allowing for that lightning-fast data retrieval.
Okay, so it sounds like they've optimized every aspect of this system.
They really have.
For speed and efficiency.
Yes.
Okay, well, we can't wrap up our deep dive without talking about smart contracts.
Smart contracts, the heart of it all.
Yeah, so what's special about Solana's approach?
Well, Solana's smart contract engine is built for both speed and security.
Okay.
It utilizes a language called eBPF, which has a proven track record in the Linux kernel, known for its efficiency and ability to be easily analyzed.
So they're borrowing a battle-tested technology from the world of operating systems.
Exactly.
And applying it to blockchain.
Yeah, and to further enhance security.
Okay.
Solana uses a sandbox approach, isolating each smart contract from others and the core system. So this prevents any malicious code or buggy code from wreaking havoc on the entire network.
So it's like giving each smart contract its own little playground.
I like that. Yeah, its own little playground.
Where it can experiment without breaking anything important.
Exactly.
Okay, but what about performance? Like, how do they make sure these smart contracts run smoothly and quickly?
So this is where things get really interesting.
Okay.
Solana has something called a trampoline mechanism.
Trampoline mechanism.
Yeah, for handling intrinsic functions. These are the core operations that smart contracts frequently use. And the trampoline allows these functions to be executed on dedicated hardware like GPUs, freeing up the main system to focus on other tasks.
So it's like having a specialized team of experts handle the most demanding tasks.
Exactly.
Allowing the rest of the team to work more efficiently.
Right. This division of labor is key to Solana's ability to execute those smart contracts with incredible speed and efficiency.
Wow. This has been an incredible journey.
It has.
We've gone from understanding these fundamental principles of Solana,
the building blocks,
to exploring its potential vulnerabilities.
Right.
Delving deep into its system architecture and that smart contract engine.
Absolutely. And, the Solana white paper is really a testament to the power of innovation in the blockchain space. It's a bold vision of a future where these decentralized systems can rival or even surpass traditional centralized systems in terms of speed, scale, and security.
Absolutely. And it's important to remember that this is just the beginning.
It is the beginning.
Solana is constantly evolving.
Constantly evolving.
With new developments and improvements happening all the time.
That's right.
It's an exciting project to watch.
It is.
And we can't wait to see what the future holds for this innovative platform.
You neither.
So what's all this mean for you, our listener, if a blockchain can process transactions at the speed of the internet? How would that change the world as we know it? What new possibilities would emerge? What challenges would we need to overcome? These are the questions that we encourage you to ponder as we conclude our deep dive into the Solana white paper. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep.